Differentiating the Product, created by Dr. Jennifer Levin-Goldberg. Hello, this is Dr. Jennifer Levin-Goldberg. You're about to watch part 4 of a 4-part series. This is entitled Differentiating the Product. In this presentation, I will give you examples of how you can differentiate, strategies, and explain to you what differentiating the product really is. When you're finished with the presentation, there's one more section of this workshop/course left, and it's entitled Let's Wrap It Up. Make sure you visit that one as well. Thank you. What is differentiating the product? It is the assessment, or how students will demonstrate mastery. Not everyone tests well the same way. Students possess a variety of multiple intelligences, learning styles, background and prior knowledge, cultures, academic readiness, and interests. Providing and offering a variety of assessments to the learner enables them to demonstrate more accurately what they have mastered. Choice comes into play here again. Giving students a choice to show their understanding and mastery of a topic may better demonstrate acquisition of a concept or skill. There are 3 types of assessments: diagnostic, formative, and summative. Let's first look at diagnostic assessments. Diagnostic assessments identify a student's readiness, learning style, multiple intelligence, and background and prior knowledge before instruction. Formative assessments. Formative assessments evaluate a student's understanding of the concept or skill after the instruction and are not graded. It is utilized to determine if changes or enhancements in the instruction need to occur. Last are summative assessments. A summative assessment is a formal test given at the end of a unit to measure student mastery of the concepts or skills and is assigned an empirical grade. Differentiating these assessments will afford more precise evaluations to what students know or don't know, where to start or modify instruction, the pace, activities, and various instructional approaches, and what students were able to master in the end. There is a video on this slide, so go ahead and click onto it in order to view. How to differentiate the process. First, there are choice boards. Once again, these are organizers or menus, but this time, instead of tasks and activities, they select a product to complete in order to demonstrate mastery of the material. They choose from an array of products to perform. Usually, these are summative assessments, but not always. The product selections should have comprehensive and clear rubrics enumerating proficiency levels for how students are to be evaluated. On this slide, there is a link that you can click that contains choice boards that I created. Second is tiering the product. Provide an array of assessments with various degrees of complexity in order for students to demonstrate mastery. However, it is tiered. The goal is to have each student be able to get to the summit, not at various points on the mountain in the very end, and furnish them all the same grade for making the attempt or climb. This would not be fair for those that reach the summit and receive the same reward as those that only scaled the mountain 2 feet. If that is the case, why would anyone want to take risks climbing to the top? Tiering is an approach where student assessments vary in complexity according to the student's level of readiness. Once they are ready to move on, the assessments become more complex. This takes time, but it is immensely rewarding to all. There are circumstances where it is legitimate for some learners to only be able to scale the mountain 2 feet, such as special education or English language learners. However, in most cases, all students can reach the summit. This is not to imply special education or English language learners should receive a less rigorous or challenging curriculum. It is simply to acknowledge that there can be extreme differences in background knowledge, academic readiness, and in some cases, cognitive disparities. The third way is compacting. This strategy is employed when a student is ready to move on because they already know the material. If this is the case, give them a diagnostic, formative, or summative assessment. If they demonstrate mastery, allow them to move on to another concept, topic, or skill. Here, the cycle of compacting the content comes back into play. The assessment does not have to mean a standardized test. It can once again refer to choice boards. Fourth is project-based learning. Project-based learning is an instructional strategy where students work cooperatively or collaboratively to create a product to demonstrate mastery. It is centered around a question based upon student interests or an engaging inquiry. PBL usually occurs over an extended period of time. The project spans across a variety of disciplines and/or skill sets. The end product reflects the student's interests and ability level. The focus is on the product. An example would be if students are studying inventors in social studies. They may be asked, out of all the inventors they are learning, who is the most influential and why? They would then be asked to create a presentation on the inventor and how 21st century technology has improved upon the individual's work. They can demonstrate the presentation by creating a PowerPoint, ebook, website, or movie, and incorporate at least 3 forms of multimedia, such as images, videos, music, audio, and so forth. Afterward, there will be a class debate on which inventor was the most influential. This assignment can be done individually or with a group of no more than 3. There is a video on this slide. In order to view it, please click on. Fifth is problem-based learning. The difference between project and problem-based learning is problem-based learning focuses on the inquiry process in order to produce a product. The questions do not have to have a right or wrong answer. However, one must use the inquiry process. Identify problem, develop potential solutions, determine how to seek out the answers, research, decide upon a solution, present the solution, and reflect if it is the best one. If not, start again. The question or problem must be centered around a real problem. The product creation and/or solution is based upon student interests, multiple intelligence, and learning style. There is a video on the slide, and you must click onto it in order to view. Sixth is incorporating various multiple intelligences and learning styles in one assessment. This is another viable option because the assessment may not only cater to the student's strengths, but also improve upon their weaknesses. This is pertinent because the real world is not as forgiving at applying tasks to somebody's multiple intelligence or learning style. Therefore, in order to prepare our learners to be productive and successful citizens, they need to be competent in as many learning styles and activating as many multiple intelligences as possible. This concludes our presentation on differentiating the product. You're almost finished. Please go to the Let's Wrap This Up video. Thank you.